66th World RX event in the 6th season of the championship. It could only be hell. But forget about bad omens. If you're Norwegian, this is Rallycross heaven.
Hello and welcome to qualifying 4 here at the 5th round of the FIA World Rallycross Championships. We're coming to you live from hell in Norway, and it's been chaotic, brilliant, dramatic racing so far over the last 3 qualifying sessions yesterday and indeed this morning as well. Niklas Gromholm coming back from that appendicitis. He missed 2 rounds of World Rallycross. He's still top of the standings as things stand coming in to qualifying 4. But in Q3, we saw somewhat of a resurgence for the Hansens, and it was indeed Timmy Hansen who topped the standings in that one. He won the qualifying session. We'll have Q4 for you live very, very soon. Of course, we'll also have the Euro RX and the RX2 cars for you as well. All the racing to come. First up, though, I want to grab a quick chat with the man of the moment, Timmy Hansen, who very much bounced back from what was a disappointing day yesterday to smash it this morning.
Yeah, we really needed a good one now. And it was a brilliant run, but we also put 4 new tires on the car. We were 5th in the intermediate, and we scored championship points in qualifying too, so we need a good result in qualifying. It did pay off, our strategy, so we did get this benefit now, and starting on pole here in Norway is such a huge benefit. So now I am on pole in the fast race, and but we have used our new set of tires already, but I think because I'm on pole, I could still manage Q4 if everything goes well. And then Niklas needs to be, is it 4th? Or
you've obviously done the maths. I haven't done the maths yet.
But I think I think he has to be 4th to beat me if I win. So yeah, and he's starting from the outside, so it's not going to be easy for him. But he's really quick. He made the same lap time as me, although I think he was on old tire. So we are keeping an eye on him, and we don't have this speed advantage right now. But we have to put it all together. This is Rallycross, and okay, it's good to be fast, but you need a lot more.
Yeah, consistency is key, isn't it? And Gromholm has about 2 seconds for 2:39 yesterday, 2:41 for you this morning. But we'll see how the track continues to develop. You mentioned there about the Joker strategy. It's very important here, isn't it, being on pole in the race?
It is, and it's even better because Kevin's on 2nd. And many times this year, when we have been 1st and 2nd, we do pull this off to do this team strategy. It's much harder than it sounds like. And I think the difficult part is that me on the inside, I have to allow Kevin to do some things, and when I kind of give him that, I have to trust that he won't give me back somewhere else and overtake me somewhere, So, but we are brothers and we are completely in this together, and that's why we're able to do it. And I think for the others, it's super hard to beat when we do pull this off. Here in Norway, we do split up for the Joker, so he can't cover me, if you say so, into turn 1. But it's a tricky track here. It's a lot of strategy talks. It's a lot of scenarios. We have gone through 100 once, and probably it's 101st that will happen. But we're super focused, and Q4 is important for us again.
Yeah, absolutely. Building up to the semi-finals and, of course, the final as well, hopefully. Thank you very much to you, Timmy. Best of luck for Q4. There you go. Expect to see some teamwork from the Hansens then. To take us through the qualifying races in RX2, Euro RX and World RX, I'd like to say hello to Dan Rook and Andrew Coley.
Thanks, Laura. Yeah, interesting stuff in Q3. Timmy confirming the teamwork thing, pretty much actually saying that's what they're going to do in Q4, which I'm not sure he meant to say, but it's the sensible option. They took new boots last time out. Dan, how much of a difference does that make?
Well, it's given him that extra grip off the line, and we heard a few drivers saying it is slippy out there as well, so just having that extra edge, I mean, it's not going to be a huge difference like 10 seconds, for example, but it's going to be enough out of every single corner to just give him that gap which he pulled.
There was only about 1.6 between Timmy and Timmer. There were only 0.2 between Kevin and Timmer, so all to play for in Q4. But if you missed Q3, here's what went down. Race 1 then, Rokas Baciuska on the outside, Kevin Abring on the inside. Kevin got the whole shot into the standard lap, Baciuska jokered on lap 1. Up and over the crest, and you can see here, look at the elevation change. The car's pitching a wheel as they go around that hairpin. This was right at the end of the race. Kevin Abring staying out long. Baciuska gives him a little tap in this corner here. Kevin actually said he enjoyed getting his first hit, and I'm sure he enjoyed getting his first win. Nicely done by the Dutchman. Race 2, Liam Doran, watch this into the joke lap. Absolutely fantastic car control. Look how early he's on the handbrake. Here we go. Not going to see it on this shot, fair enough. So that was the inside line, and it was Parson leading Markland, I think it was, Shisharit maybe. Shame we didn't see the Doran Joker, that was on lap 1, he was really sideways. When he did come round, Parson was in front of him, behind him, but Doran, okay, I've completely messed this up, it's fine. I've just been voicing something else downstairs, got to be honest, it was in a completely different order. Doran won, it wasn't a very good time. There you go, that's the short version. Parson went backwards, didn't he, on the last lap as well. On to race 3. On the outside, Andreas Backerud. On the inside, the Hansen brothers. So Backerud goes joker with both of the, with Kevin Hansen. Timmy Hansen stays on the standard lap. Decent fight between Sabo and Raymond, but it cost themselves a lot of time. So here it is, a little bit of contact between the bottom of hill. This is a move that Sabo tried to put onto Raymond up in turn 1, which didn't work out. And this was Timmy Hansen, the joker. So perfect joker from him. Comes out in the lead. His brother, you can see just behind, I think about 1.6 between those guys. 1.4 in fact, because of course Timmer was a further 0.2 back. So Timmy took it, and we weren't sure if it would be enough, because we'd seen this morning that Timozyanov was 0.5 faster in the joker, in practice this morning. Now Manis and everybody having a big squabble on the standard lap. Markland in that pack. Markland got it all crossed up at the very next corner. Basically, when it came later on in the race, this was Balmanis in the joker, recovering from yesterday's pretty much disastrous Q1 for him. Merge just coming in behind Markland. Gronom going to the joker on the final lap, and his teammate Timozyanov had beaten him, but it wasn't a clean run for Timmer. Dan Rook had been watching the graphics, the timing graphics, and he wasn't putting down the laps we thought he might. Now, he was on used tyres. Was that the difference? We'll find out in this one, because they should all be on used boots for this. So here are the standings after Q3. Niklas Gronom with 2 wins at the top of the table. Timmy Hansen is in second after a win in Q3. He is 11 points behind. Then it's Timozyanov, Schreider, Kevin Hansen, Backerud, Markland, and Abring doing a brilliant job up in 8th. Pachuska is in 9th. That's also fantastic on his first run in the Megane RS. Then we've got Doran, Raymond, and Balmanis, your top 12. So Sabo, unusually outside the top 12. Shisha at 2. Those, for me, are the 2 guys who could be a danger. You can see the points are quite close, 99 to 101 between Balmanis and Baciuska up in 9th, but Sabo and Shisha have got to get a decent result in this one if they want to nick one of those places. So basically, I need to slow my brain down. We finished about 20 minutes ago, go downstairs, make some stuff for the highlight show, come back up. So, yeah, not my best work. There you go. I'll just have to deal with it. Going to have a nice reset, and we'll get ourselves good to go for this one. Dan, we've got Q4 coming up for all 3 of the categories. And Ericsson is going to be up first, of course, in RX2 with Gunderson behind. There's only 5 points in it, so Gunderson needs a great result here to try and get in front of Ollie.
Yeah, so the difference between first and second is 5 points, so Gunderson really needs a win in this race to put himself in front. Of course, the winner from the intermediate gets decided on who is top in Q4 if they were tied on points. So a win for Gunderson
would see him take the TQ, wouldn't it? But I mean, Ericsson's been absolutely imperious, hasn't he, as always? And I don't think it's unlikely, but it's going to have to be a hell of a drive for Gunderson to do it.
Yeah, of course, they're both in the same race as well, so we're going to know when they're on track what's going to happen. But, I mean, Ericsson, like you say, is awesome in these cars.
Well, let's see. We're going to start our RX2 action now with race 1 from Q4. This one is Simon Olofsson, Albert Lavera, Morten Askland, and Vasily Gryazin. Gryazin starting in the outside grid slot, which has not treated him kindly, I'm afraid, this weekend. A rolling Q1, he had a spin last time out in Q3. Here we go. Q4 underway. Good start on the inside for Olofsson. Askland going to move across. I wonder where Gryazin's going to go this time. Gryazin decides to go standard lap. Going to go round the outside of Olofsson. Gryazin finally gets a good start down. That's great round the outside to take the lead into turn 2. Great driving.
Yeah, quite a dominant move there as as well, throwing himself from the outside of the grid all the way across and cutting in front of Olofsson into turn 2 was fantastic. I'm surprised he managed to find the traction. It is quite dusty on the tarmac if you're offline as well, so good job by him to get himself out in front. This is what he needed, really.
Rising leading, runs a little bit deep in the last corner, although yesterday, Dan, you were explaining that in that corner you do actually kind of run deep and then tight.
Yeah, so it's what they call a double apex corner. So you hit the inside twice through the corner, so you come in early on the way in, that's the first apex, let the car run a bit wider, and then cut back in again, and then that's the second apex, and that's the best way to get a run up the hill.
Askland Joker on the first lap and he's 3.8 back. We think the Joker's about 3.8, 3.9 up in supercar. I guess possibly a little bit more in RX2.
I would imagine so. These guys don't quite have the same power to pull themselves out of the dirt Joker lap, but they do tend to have like a slight bit more grip than the supercars. But I don't think it would be enough to make a difference for it to be a faster Joker.
If anyone's going to go this lap, Olofsson does. So Olofsson goes deep, and that's the right decision to decide early. It's not a bad Joker, actually. The good momentum through it keeps the car straight, although he's lost out to Askland. So Askland then is a danger to Grierson potentially here.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe the times are similar. So the gap back to Askland is 3.9 seconds. So that could well be enough to just pip him in front of Grierson. Grierson's going to be going on the next lap. Last lap is the next lap. So we'll soon find out. So he's pulled a bit more of a gap now, 4.1 to Askland.
You can see through Askland's screen there, you can actually see his gloves moving in the sunshine. You can see about 4 or 5 inputs as he feels the grip levels. Olofsson, I think, is regretting being behind him. They're both very quick. Of course, you always want to be the guy who's just in front. Has Grierson got enough? I think he has. So Grierson comes out of the Joker and he's just in front. So Olofsson, for me, is pretty similar distance back, maybe slightly further. So I reckon Aston might have him up a tiny bit there. Should maybe a Joker one lap before. Grierson then finally is going to get a half-decent result. Where was he for the rest of the weekend? Where is he overall? Yeah, he's down in P14, unfortunately, with that DNF last time out. I mean, he's got to absolutely nail it, hasn't he? He needs like a 50. He needs almost a session win. And we'll compare his time to Ollie Eriksson's winning time for Q3 in a moment when he crosses the line. Only got to go up 2 places, but he's a little way off the back of the qualifying points standing. So he's 258.0, which is, where would that be good enough for? That would be good enough for about 6th place. So it's not bad, but whether it might be enough to put Grierson into the semis or not, I'm not sure. So Grierson, Arsene, Olofsson and Lavera is the result.
Well, finally, we were just laughing about it. You got the start you needed of what you need, a very good launch, you need a good Joker strategy. We've seen you come a cropper there twice now. How relieved, how pleased are you to get a clean win here?
Yeah, it was a good qualifying for us. Good hit, because previous 3 hits it was terrible. I don't know. I'm just happy because now I can drive. We will see. I think we don't have enough points to the semi-final, but I think this qualifying was good.
It does something, doesn't it, to make up for yesterday. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Take a look back at this one then. Decent start on the inside for Olofsson. Askland moves across. And finally, Grierson here kind of looks like, oh, he's going to have to go Joker. Makes a decision to go around the outside. It was great.
Yeah, really late on the brakes for him, and then holding it around the outside of Olofsson for the inside of turn 2, and it really paid off for him.
He's lovely, Grierson, and he's always smiling. I don't know why I run into him in airports everywhere. He doesn't live anywhere near me, clearly. And wherever I fly to, he's always there in the airport with a big smile on his face. Nice to see him with a smile on his face after a pretty tough weekend. So he'll be hoping for a semi-final spot, but he's got to wait a little while to find out. Right, 5 more on the line and ready to go, where we got Jesse Kallio on the inside, Anders Michalak, Petter Learholt, Stephen Boulders and Sami Matti Trogan. Trojan in that tough outside slot. Kallio lost out in the end of his previous race, which is why he's not in with the quick guys where we'd normally expect him to be. Both those guys coming from background of RX Academy before moving into this. Kallio's got a good start. Look how much room Trojan's given everyone. That's a pretty clear indicator where he was going to go. Carnage on the inside. Michalak up over the curbs. Or contacting the Joker lap as well. It's absolutely all gone off. Boulders has lost out there. It is Sami-Matti Trojan who comes out first. From there, Michalak's car has gone over the curbs. I think that might be broken. He's stuck inside turn one. And that gives you a good idea of the height of the curbs down there, taller than the underside of the car, which is why you can't go over them sideways.
Yeah, so he's going to have to, if he eventually gets going, he's going to have to drive out around, come off the front of turn one to drive back around. They're that tall. So, but he's still, I can see from the commentary position, still sat there. So potentially he's broken the car. But Kallio out in front.
Could be good for Michalak. Sorry, for Gryazin, because Michalak's down in P10. So if Michalak in P10 has a DNF here, that might help Gryazin move up a bit, but he's got to do better than that if he wants to make it through. It's Albert Levera, who is in 13th place at the moment, and Albert was 4th in the previous race. So we'll see. It's all to play for here. There he is. Disappointing for Michalak, shuts the door. He doesn't look too livid, he shakes his head. He's not livid. You can tell there's livid and there's disappointed.
Yeah, so Michalak there, I think, just disappointed. I mean, we might see if there's a hand gesture as Kallio comes around. Now he's heading for turn one. I shouldn't think there would be, but you never know with race drivers.
Here is Kallio in turn one. No, all calm for Michalak. So we'll have a look at the replays afterwards and pick the bones a bit. Kallio leading. Gap though is only 3.5 back to Trojan. So Trojan's done well because there was a fair amount of action for Trojan in the Joker, wasn't there, on lap one. He made his intentions really clear by running down actually a really dirty part of the track on the outside, almost all the way down the wall to make sure he had enough room to get in there. Yeah, so he just gave himself that room to get out of the tussle, which he seems to have been involved in every qualifying race so far. But on that last lap, he's actually gone 3 tenths faster than Kallio. So Kallio's making a lot of steering inputs for me, Dan, particularly through the left-hander over the crest. We've seen him 3 laps in a row now. Big inputs, the car moving around a lot. Now, it might just be track condition up there, or he may be struggling a bit. I tell you what, he's not struggling there, is he? On the limit to that is a mega Joker lap. I don't think it's going to be enough. Sami-Matti Trojan comes across and closes the door on him, so Sami-Matti with a great drive in this one. Trojan has had P4 at every event this year and desperate to get on the podium.
Sami-Matti Trojan's lap times are actually faster than Oliver Eriksson's were in the last qualifying race. So Sami-Matti's done a 41.5 and Ollie Eriksson a 41.7 the last time out.
Here's that piece of track. Yeah, no, you see Trojan's fine through there. Kallio's come through there on the lock stops in the last 3 laps. So interesting. Trojan then has really got his head on for this one. Crosses the line. What's the time going to be? 2:54.9. And that would be just 2 tenths off the back of Eriksson. So suddenly, Sami-Matti Trojan could be a threat to Eriksson in terms of outright pace. And of course, that could affect the battle for TQ as well if he gets amongst Eriksson and Gunderson, who are yet to race. Stunning view down the valley. Beautiful day today, hotter than yesterday. Petter Lierhol coming round, obviously with some sort of an issue with the car a long way off the back of the pack. And Michalak to be recovered, so we'll have a little delay before we get the last race underway. Sami-Matti Trojan takes it with a very impressive time indeed. Jesse Kallio is second. Then it's Steve Volders, Petter Lierhol and Anders Michalak. Here's where they slot in. So it's a finish 1-2 at the minute for Sami-Matti Trojan and Jesse Kallio. But that time by Sami-Matti is fantastic.
Sami-Matti 2:54 then, and a brilliant Joker strategy just to get ahead of Jesse Kallio there on the last lap. You've got to be pleased with that, haven't you? A great time.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. It's been really difficult week and I had a lot of bad luck, and now I obviously needed to get a good result, and now it's really good, yeah.
Is there more speed to come?
Yeah, I think few places I think I can improve, so yeah, let's see what happens in semi-finals.
We shall see. Well done.
Thank you.
Super confident from Sami-Matti Trojan, isn't it? You know, let's see what's still to come more in the finals. If he feels he can improve as well, it usually means there's something which he feels he could have done better. There's Michalak's car being recovered, and we can take a look in a moment at what happened in the first corner. So watch for Michalak. He's slot number 2, right-hand side of your screen. Yellow rear, blue front of the car. Here he is. contact between him and Petter Leerholt, so to be fair, and then look, you can't drive over that curb down from the inside, can you?
No, I think, well, it looks like he may have had a broken steering or something there, and then there was carnage in the joke lap as well. That would have actually cost Sami Matti-Trogen some time there.
Yeah.
He looked like he come like really slow, almost stopped on the curb, so that was a couple tenths there lost immediately.
Brilliant joke lap from Kallio. Bit of class there on the gas so hard on the exit, but Sami Matti-Trogen, that's fantastic. What's Sami Matti done so far this year in qualifying? He hasn't won any of the qualifiers. He's qualified 5th, 7th and 4th so far this year.
Yep, steering broken on that one, I should think. Marshall kicking the front wheel to try and get it in line.
It rolled back up on. Another bit of bodywork coming off the front of that. Don't rip it off, lads. That'll last another race, won't it, Dan?
Yeah, I'm sure they can do some cable tie stitching on that one.
Cable tie stitching. Ah, I remember that well. Hours of work to save 20 quid or something, you know, like... Well, not in these, it's more than that, isn't it? But yeah, anything to save some parts, get an extra run out of them. Great crowd here this weekend. It's a unique way to watch here. It's kind of tiered, cut into the mountainside, as you can see, rows and rows of people go and put their chairs down on Thursday. Tape off a little area. We see that, I've seen that in Belgium before, little taped off areas, but here, you know, you put your chair down and that's it then, the spot's claimed. It's all quite gentlemanly, isn't it? You know, if your chair's there, that's the deal.
It's just like reserving a sunbed beside the pool on your holiday.
Yeah, it is. Good shout. There's the Baccarat Blues and their entertainment area up at the top. I imagine there may be some adult beverages in there. They normally partake in one or two during the course of the week, and they are a great bunch. If you're ever away watching Rallycross and you need to go and find some people to hang out with, go and see the Baccarat Blues. Wildlife in the distance. Now, are they small cows or are they just a long way away?
That is the $1 million question, Andrew.
It is indeed, and you'll need to be a Father Ted fan to really get that one. Get on Google for our non-English viewers. Father Ted, fantastic bit of comedy. And there we are. They're a long way away. I'm not sure if that's our turn 2 camera, but great stuff. It is beautiful around here. It is absolutely stunning. Right, here we go. Cars are on the line. Final race is Oliver Ericsson, Ben Philip Gundersen, Fraser McConnell, Marcus Hogland and Jimmy Walfridson. The battle for TQ is between Ericsson and Gundersen, left-hand side of your screen. If Ericsson wins or if he beats Gundersen, he is TQ. Sami Matti-Trogen has just done a brilliant time and couldn't yet take the session. Gundersen with a little clutch kick, it looked like in the middle. Fraser McConnell was going to get sandwiched in between them, just about finding enough space, gets on the brakes and dives out of it. So Ben Philip Gundersen goes to the Joker lap. And he leads the 2 cars in there, but it's Ericsson who leads the train on the standard lap. So Ericsson with pretty standard tactics for him from the inside.
Yeah, so we've got our 2 guys that are fighting for the top position in the qualifiers, both with clean air. But it looked like Ericsson maybe run a bit wide there on the hairpin. But Fraser McConnell there not closing the gap to him. But the danger man for him is Gundersen in the background, who's already taken the Joker.
No, I'm liking the fact Sami Matti was able to do these incredible laps. You wonder, don't you, if Gundersen spotters would have looked at it and gone, look, he was flying. The lap times are possible, you can do it. Because no one's really, I mean, other than the first session where it was more track condition, really, Ericsson's been in on his usual, you know, A1, 10 out of 10 form.
Yeah, he's got so much experience in these cars that, and it's all about seat time with these things because it is a spec car. Everyone's driving the same bit of kit, so the more used to it you are, the better you're going to get on, of course. And yeah, Ericsson,
less surprises, I guess.
Yeah. So the car becomes more predictable. You know what each little change on the setup does to the car to make it do what you want it to do, and that's part of the learning with RX2 is that they also learn a bit of, you know, race engineering, if you like, these drivers by getting to change their own settings. Connell's
gone Joker, so this could be to protect himself from Gundersen, who's coming around turn 1 now. Fraser McConnell going to take this one. He's just going to hold on. Nicely done, and that's going to help Ericsson out because McConnell's in front, so really that almost secures Ericsson the TQ spot.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that Ericsson is gonna get this one. His lap times were a 41.4, which Sami Matti was a 41.5, but also McConnell on a 41.4 as well. So maybe the track conditions are slightly better for these guys. I'm sure they probably watered the track in between the qualifying sessions, so maybe it's drying out a little bit.
Ericsson onto the last lap. Him and Walfridsson are yet to joker. In goes Ericsson now. Similar to Kallio, but not quite so sideways on the way in, and just somehow earlier on the throttle with more exit speed. You know, he's a master of these machines, and comes out a few car lengths in front of his teammate McConnell. Down to the bottom of the hill. Oliver Ericsson going to take the TQ spot with this drive, unless he has a problem on the way up to the finish line. Qualified second in Belgium. He was beaten there by Kallio, but he got the TQ spot in Spain and the UK. So with just one corner to go, Ollie Ericsson is going to take the TQ in Norway. It's his third TQ from 4 rounds. He'll be on pole in semi-final 1. Great drive by him. 1.3 seconds faster. McConnell's going to get P2. Sami Matti Trogan right up there as well. So here we go. Ericsson takes it from McConnell, Gundersen, Hogland and Walfridsson. Sami Matti Trogan gets P3. Fantastic drive. Gundersen down in 4th place. Definitely misses out on the TQ spot, but no, he's way in front of Fraser McConnell, so I'm confident he'll hold on to P2. So Ericsson with his 3rd TQ of the year.
Well, a 2:53.6 your time there, the quickest for you so far in this round here in Hell in Norway. How pleased are you with that run? How important is it to go into the semi-final as TQ?
That was good. Good points for the championship again. Taking it, the qualifying win here was crucial because Benfica was really close behind in intermediate. So we got the clean run again. Could work on some stuff we talked about during the break here, and I think we got it done.
And we saw a very fast time as well from Sami Matti Trogan. What do you make of him?
It's really good. He's impressive. He has his share of bad luck this weekend, and but now seeing he bounces back, he usually does it at the end of the races. So he's for sure going to be a fierce competitor towards the finals.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Ollie Ericsson then with a nod towards Sami Matti Trogan. We could be in some great racing later. Say Gundersen was threatening him for TQ, but ultimately couldn't get it done. Split the strategy against his competitor, and Danny really has to do that. He wants all 4 of those laps to try and edge him.
Yeah, it was crucial that he did that, but of course Fraser McConnell was able to get out in front of him as well, having followed his teammate around, setting very similar pace to him, and that was enough to overlap Gundersen as well. So it gave Ollie Ericsson that extra bit of comfort he would have been told by his spotters.
And there's that lovely joker. It's the same trajectory all the way through the corner. You know, he just gets it nicely rotated, picks up the throttle, takes the win. In fact, that is the fastest qualifying time in RX2 this weekend. So great drive, Ericsson. Here are the standings then at the end of qualifying. 3 session wins for Oliver Ericsson, sees him at the top of the table ahead of Ben Philip Gundersen. Then it's Fraser McConnell and Jesse Kallio. So those are your 2 front rows, Ericsson and McConnell, Gundersen and Kallio. Then it's Hogland, Walfridsson, Sami Matti Trogan into 7th. With that's his best result of the weekend. Stephen Folders is 8th. Let's see who's made the semis. Olofsson's in, Learhall, Askland and Mitchelak. Poor old Grierson has missed out by just 3 points. So even with Mitchelak retiring in that last one, unfortunately, Vasily with the roll in the first one and the retirement in Q3 hasn't made it, and neither has Albert Lavera. But great racing from both those, and we know that Lavera loves this track, so I hope he's had a great weekend. So we saw Albert Lavera last night, didn't we? He absolutely loves this track, and a pleasure to have him here. Shame he hasn't made it to the semis along with Vasily.
Yeah, it is a shame, but of course we've seen all year his starts are slightly slower due to the hand controls he has, so immediately as soon as the light goes green he's at a disadvantage, but his pace after that improves, and it's great that he's out here loving it as well, isn't it?
Yeah, really? Good stuff. Unlucky for him and Grierson to miss out. So we're going to find out now who's going to miss out in Euros, because we're moving on to European Supercar. So who's going to get the TQ, who's going to make the top 12. The cars are on the grid and we are good to go. Here we go then, let's take a look at the lineup for race 1. Mandy August, Ola Christian Temte and Attila Moser. So Mandy August with a problem last time out. She did a great job of getting up the inside in the joke lap alongside Mario Barbosa. and then unfortunately a bit of contact on the exit left her in a not great position. So good start, but Ole Christian Temte, great starts again. Where's he going to go from here? Oh! Turns in across, Moser turns in across, Temte spins to the outside. Somehow has ended up towards the wall, wanted to get on the brakes there really to stop himself getting all the way over there. And that's front left, is it hanging off Ole Christian's car? That's a real shame, because for me, Moser turned in across him there. I mean, I know potentially Temte was going to the Joker as well. Something fell off the back of that car too as he pulled away, so that's a disastrous start. Great for Mandy August though, Dan.
Yeah, Mandy there, look, you can see the gap back to Ole Christian Temte is 10 seconds, but I doubt we'll even see him finish a lap. His front left wheel was completely missing.
There it is. Oh, I'm really sorry for Ole Christian Temte, because I know how hard he's worked to get here. Say good start this weekend, unlucky, and I hope we'll see him at another round soon. So, where was Mandy? Mandy was sitting in P14. She had a DNF in Q1, then a 13th and a 15th. Made the semis in the UK, but yeah, she's got to do an absolutely fantastic time here. It's a little bit like Vasily, isn't it, in the previous one? It's got to be epic, and she needs to rely on a couple of the people in front of her not doing so well if she's to stand a chance of making it here.
Yeah, but she does have her... she's basically just racing herself against the clock now. She's got no one else to worry about on track other than maybe some stranded cars that she'll come across. So she can go all out, take her own lines, and not have to worry about trying to defend.
Ole Christian Temte pulls off towards the paddock, top right of your shot. Andy August is basically on a demonstration drive now. Oh, look at that. You can hear the car coming around. You can hear from our trackside cameras the rattling tin can noise, I'm afraid, is the front left of Ole Christian's car. Great drive. Mandy August is sending it in this car, and you know, was raced, I think, Super 1600 before, and in Supercar now, you know, doing a great job. Not easy to drive.
No, not at all, and she's got a good team around her with Rennie Munich and Timo Scheider as well.
All three drivers in the team are doing well, aren't they? You know, Mandy's pace has been fantastic. We've seen a step up in pace from Rennie Munich. Timo Scheider is bang on it this weekend as well. So obviously the cars are a bit better, but also, Dan, I'm guessing a bit of data sharing. When you've got a driver like Timo in the team, admittedly in the world side, he's going to come back to these guys, isn't he, and potentially look at data, look at settings for them and with them.
Yeah, and Timo is an extremely professional driver, having raced in DTM and various other circuit racing, and the amount of feedback he can give to the team is crucial.
Timo, of course, took a TQ a couple of years back. I think it was when he was with MJP, took TQ at Barcelona, which was the opening round of the year. And a podium as well, I believe. We know his class, and Mandy showing her class here. Takes the win. Spoke to her yesterday. She won a heat race yesterday as well. What's her time? It's 2:49.2, and that would have been enough for P12 in the last one. So I think it's unlikely Mandy will make the semi-finals, but still, I know she'll be pleased to have taken the win. This is Attila Moser, who, I say there was contact between Attila and Ole Christian Temte in turn one. I think Ole Christian was going to go Joker, and I reckon Moser thought he wasn't, so turned in across him. So, yeah, it's just one of those things, but I say we'll have a look at it in a second. So he crosses the line. Ole Christian already back in the paddock. There it is. Mandy August takes it from Attila Moser. Ole Christian Temte, DNF, and look, Barbosa a DNS, in fact. So damage didn't look that bad, but whatever it was, they obviously haven't got with them. And Göran Ostrang a DNS as well. So another look at the start, Dan. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit rough and tumble considering there was only 3 cars in there. Moser, just coming across, and I don't know where he thought he was going to go. There was, I think it was even before the braking point for...
You see his rim disintegrate too. You actually saw the centre of the rim just fly out in turn one. That's gutting for Ole Christian, isn't it? For me, there was, as I say, 3 cars. Like, there's room, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. And it was before the braking point for the standard lap anyway. So he started to move over way before he needed to.
Well, there we go. We're seeing contact between Moser and Temte is under investigation by the stewards as well. Alexander Wahl sitting up on the line and good to go. Great to see Alex is back. Wahl's in 10th place at the minute, so he's on for a semi-finals. Hasn't been in the car for 2 years. He was all smiles yesterday. There they are on the line. Let's see the lineup for race 2 of Q4. On the inside, Wahl, then it's Walfridsson, Alefuchik and Jensen. Right then, Val versus Walfrids on the inside. Those are my two favourites in this in terms of experience and speed. Ready to race, light goes out. Great start by Val, you can see, and a disaster for the other two. They've just gone backwards off the start, so perfect for Walfrids and Val. Walfrids, I'm surprised, didn't give Val a little bit more room to get into the Joker there, because it cost a bit of time, and I'm not sure I would have jokered, having seen the start some of the other guys got.
Yeah, I think Walfridson actually intended to go to the standard lap. You see him go heavy on the brakes and then go back on the gas again, so a bit of a late call for him to go Joker lap there from the spotters, maybe based on the start of the others, but you couldn't guarantee that the other guys were going to go to the Joker lap having had a bad start.
No, exactly, and now he's up behind, I think it's Vucic that he's behind on circuit, so this is played into the hands of Val, assuming Vucic doesn't Joker on the next lap. I think Walfridsson has got enough pace that he'll catch up with him during this one. We'll see, they're coming up over the jump at the minute. Val is in turn one. Good to see Alex Val back, isn't it?
Yeah, really good, and we've seen some impressive driving from him as well, considering he's been away for a while. He's not taken very long to settle back into the car, has he?
No, not at all, not at all. So he was really emotional yesterday when Laura interviewed him. Obviously love him being back, hope we might get to hear from him again today. Vucic doing a decent job here, 2.5 the gap between him and Walfridsson, so better than last time out. Where is Vucic? He's in 13th, so really needs a good run here. Moved up, I think, from the last session, because last time we weren't sure where we weren't sure he'd done a good enough time to make a difference to his position. Val's going to go on the last lap. Vucic's going to lose out to Walfridsson when he goes Joker, but he hasn't held Walfridsson up, crucially.
No, so Vucic actually showing quite a good pace, so Walfridsson hasn't actually caught up to the back of him.
And Walfridsson's going backwards from Val as well, so that gap's just gone up from 5.5 to 5.8. Here the gravel firing off down at the bottom of the course. Val into the hairpin, will go Joker this time. So we saw Alex Val do a great Joker lap this morning. He came in, chucked it in Robin Larsen style. Saw Solberg, I think, was probably one of the first to do it. There you go. Great stuff, Alex Val. And look, so absolutely clearly miles in front. So Val at the minute is in P10. His best result, he's had 2 9ths and an 11th, and he's done a 2:47.1 yesterday was his best time. So at the minute, the target time of Van Heel was 2:49.2. What can Val do? To the left over the crest. Go on, Dan, what
He's setting lap times, which should be enough to put him in front, and I'm sure we're going to see that now.
Where's he going to stop the clocks? Coming up towards the finish line. 2:44.5. He's 2.5 seconds faster than he's gone all weekend, and that would have been enough to put him right up there. Where would that put him? P3, wouldn't it? No, P2. That would have seen him P2 in the previous session. Alex Val's just gone out and smashed it.
Yeah, fantastic job by him, although could we be seeing different track conditions?
Yeah, the track could have changed, very much could have changed, but Alex Val with a 2:44.5, that is his fastest time of the weekend by 2.5 seconds for him, but crucially, looking at the times, I say, in the last session that would have been enough for second. We don't know how the track conditions are now. Walfridsson goes into second place, but I'm pretty sure Val will be very happy with that.
Well, Alex, yesterday we saw how much one race win meant to you. You've just gone a handful of seconds quicker and another race win under your belt. How proud are you right now?
It feels amazing. Not been in a race car since 2017, and I still got some of it, so I'm happy.
You've certainly got some speed, yeah, you're up there. That time would have put you P2 in the last qualifying round. What more to come in the semi-finals?
I have nothing to drive for at all, so I will just risk everything, go flat out. You guys better watch out.
Oh, we love that. Thank you very much. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex. That is exactly what I want to hear going into the semi-finals. I have nothing to lose. Watch out. Well, watch out, because this was a great run, Dan. He got clear air. I can't recall all his races this weekend, but this was a completely clear run. No hassles for him, and he was bang on the pace.
Yeah, he really put in a fantastic performance, and
only Larsen would have been faster. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, and it was only Larsen on the lap times as well, so the time over one lap that would have been faster, and that would have only been 2 tenths in a lap. So Val really doing the job here.
Interesting to see whether or not it's track conditions. You know, are we going to see everybody go quicker? We did see Ericsson go a bit quicker in RX2 as well, so we'll see.
1:44.51.
Rennie Munich is on the line already. We've already seen Mandy August's teammate out in the first race. Got quite the target time to beat now from Alex Wahl. He was 3.4 seconds quicker, wasn't he, than Walfridson in second place. So 3.4 up mid-session is impressive. 2 races to come. So there's a good 10 people that I think are on the pace here. Okay, you could possibly pick 4 favourites if you like, but when people like Wahl are improving at the rate at which they're improving, semis are going to be mega. And the final as well later, and maybe be able to catch on the live TV broadcast. See who makes it through. Let us know where you're watching from at home. Who do you think's going to win? You know, who's your list for the final? Who do you reckon's going to make it? Are you impressed with Wahl? Here's the grid then. Q4 race 3, Euro RX, Rennie Munich, Thomas Brinterson, Peter Hedström, Andrea de Borg and Mikko Ikonen. So we've got a recovery going on down in turn 1. Car getting dragged back up onto trailer. It's Fuchik, I think, is it? It is Fuchik. See the marshals are all looking down there as well because they know what the hold-up is, as we do. Going to be a couple of minutes. We've got a recovery truck parked in turn 1 and the marshal vehicle parked on the curbs on the... Oh, there you go. You're looking at it now. Perfect.
Not really sure what happened there. We didn't really see him have any contact or anything like that, so...
Well, where did he... How was his time in the end? So 2:52. We know Fuchik was down in P13, but then you see Walfridson beating him, and Walfridson was 12th. Monster Energy Girls up at the grid, waiting to head out for World RX.
Fuchik's time actually faster than his Q3 run, so not indicating any problem with the car there. So
something after the finish potentially. There's our man Juby taking his camera off to go and shoot some cars instead.
Oh, we've lost some flags on the fence at the back.
We have, haven't we? Wonder if they've been if they've moved on somewhere else for a different viewing experience. Marshall still waiting. We've got the vehicles clear of the track now. Fuchik's car is on the back of the flatbed. That lorry's nearly gone. Truck, if you're not English. Lorry's a good old word for us. There's the spotters tower. Not so many people up in it right now. There are a few options here in Norway. I mean, in the spotters tower, so these guys above their heads, you can't see it, they have screens, which they're looking up at now. So they have the same TV feed you guys have at home. They have the timing screens as well. And then they have CCTV for any corners which are blind. So any blind corners, they're able to see at any point during the race. There's a couple here that you could, basically, wherever we put the spotters truck here, you wouldn't be able to see all the corners. So we've moved it this year to a much higher elevation outside turn 1. I have to say, it's a great view, really good. And we can see a lot of the track. We can't see the hairpin at the bottom of the course. So that's why the spotters use the screens. Here we go. Munich's jumped it. Pretty sure it was him. I'll tell you what, it was borderline, wasn't it? It was. Look at your graphic, top left, jump comes up. He's knocked the sensor over. We have seen people do a whole lap here before, but that's a start there as well now for Hedström and Brinterson. Yeah, clear one. And then the others, I imagine, well, either the lights have changed for the others to go or they've reacted, haven't they? But Munich has jumped. That's a shame. So where was Rennie? Rennie was P9, having gone 7th, 10th and 6th, and 2 jokers is going to hurt here, Dan, because they're long, and that's going to play potentially to the hands of Fuchik, but then he's just been recovered. We don't know if the car's repairable. So many maybes.
Welcome to Rallycross.
Yeah, you need a perfect weekend. We've said it a lot, but you really do, and one jump start can ruin it.
Yeah, it's so easy to do it, and well, like when you're going from gravel to tarmac, it's easy to make mistakes on the track, and there's so many challenges involved with this sport. It's great.
It is, yeah, it is. And literally, you think, okay, yeah, he's sorted, he's safe. and then something goes wrong. So the local speaker, that's what they call the commentators out here, and that's speaker Gunnar Friedland, who you'll be familiar with if he's been to Holjes or Norway. I'm sure he's done both, hasn't he, in the past? Wears a suit which is half a Norwegian flag and half a Swedish flag. He was up, popped up to say hello to us earlier. Munich then with 2 joker laps to do. Gets a good start. Hedstrom has to kick the clutch. That's not ideal. Andrea de Borg's got a good start outside. Going to go joker with Ikonen. Ikonen trying to rotate the car and get underneath de Borg. I think de Borg's pretty wise to it. He is. Stops the car almost at the apex. It's Brinderson who's got the whole shot on the standard lap. Rennie Munich is in P2. I'm kind of surprised not to see Munich go joker on lap 1 because he could have slowed everyone else down by forcing them out wide, but you can't do that if you haven't won the start, I guess.
No, it was a bit risky. Like, Brinson got the start and started to close in on Munich, so if Munich was to keep it flat into the joker, it would have just been absolute carnage and wiped everybody out. So Munich will probably go now on this lap, I'd imagine, and then maybe the last lap as well.
It depends, isn't it, I guess, on how they feel about the pace of Ikonen behind. Munich goes, okay, so he's going to go the last 2 then, isn't he? Fair enough, that gives them a gap, doesn't it? Hedstrom behind him, he's only got the 1 to do, and same for Brinson in front. Where's... Okay, no, we've just seen de Borg come past. So de Borg and Ikonen are together, they're in the dust, so they're in the dust off the back of these guys. You can see the gap, 4.8 and 5.9, so at the minute, Dan Munich will lose out and go down to P5, because 2 jokers is going to be close to 8 seconds. That's what he's guessed the spotters hope. It's gone up, look, 6.2 for Ikonen, so he's kind of hoping he's going to get them both done and come out in front of Ikonen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it makes sense for him to be following Brinson as well. Brinson very fast around this track, so trying to use that to his advantage. Now he's gone for his first one, and Hedstrom and Brinson have stayed on.
It's a great joker though, and he's going to come out into the gap. So Munich, I don't think he's going to, well, he's definitely not going to hold off de Borg. It's about whether or not he can get enough of a gap on Ikonen in 1 lap to go joker again. I suspect not, but all the same, he'll be kicking himself, won't he? I mean, if you jump start, you just live it, aren't you? Because you're like, why?
Yeah, it is very easy to do. You're so on the edge, like, time seems to slow down when you're waiting for those green lights.
Sit there, Dave. High RPM, you're like, come on, change, and then it's just a flurry of adrenaline and action. Brinderson a bit too sideways on the way in. I think Hedstrom better, but misses the apex. Munich goes in too, so Hedstrom loses out to de Borg. Where's Munich coming in behind Ikonen, so Munich's double joker has cost him, not too badly to be fair, look, he's close up behind these guys, he will be cross with himself. Ikonen was behind him by 2 places, Hedstrom in front of him by 2, and I think he would have stood to beat both those guys if it hadn't been for the jump start. So Brinderson going to take it, 2:44.5 the target time of Vaal. He's done it, look, 2:42.5, so the track's fast then, because 2:42.5 would have seen him 2 seconds nearly ahead of Robin Larsson. So the track is fast, definitely. Thomas Brinderson takes the win from Andrea de Borg. Peter Hedstrom, Ikonen and Rennie Munich with a double joker. Alexander Vaal holds on to P2. But Brinderson's time of 2:42.5, very impressive indeed. He's 10 points off the back of Robin Larsson in terms of qualifying, but that's an impressive marker to lay down. So this was the second start, of course, after Rennie jumped it first time round. And see here, no, I think it would have been danger, wouldn't it? Because de Borg had turned in across him. If Munich had gone straight in there, I reckon he'd have been in the door of de Borg, wouldn't he, for sure?
Yeah, and probably caught the front end of Brinderson too, because Brinderson started to close in on the brakes. It was quite close to the back of Brinderson there as he shot straight on too. But
good joker though, you know, again, you don't really want to hesitate. Almost if you're right up the back of someone, it compromises your entry, doesn't it? Because your entry to the joker here is tight across the curve in turn 1, as these guys have all done, and then tried to nibble away at that curve on the inside line. So not the best jokers there at the end of the run. But let's say we are seeing some very, very fast lap and race times. So potentially this track is fast. There he is, Robin Larsson. Tamas Karai pulling up to the line as well. Karai's in 6th at the minute. Karai going really well this season, a bit more consistent as well as fast. JB de Borg is in there. JB, where's he at the minute? JB's in P3. JB, look, he's 6 points off the back of Brinton, but Brinton's just done such a fantastic job. I think it's going to be very hard to take that spot from him. The man who won the start last time out, Pontus Tiedemann. P5, he's been 4th, 5th and 4th during the course of the weekend, and Sondre Evjen, who is currently in 4th with a 2nd, a 4th and a 5th. So not heading in the direction he'd like to on the timesheets, but I have to say, that doesn't really matter because he's right up there. Larsen, Dubourg, Karai, Tiedemann and Evsham, you can see where they are. These guys are all inside the top 6, so expect this one to be a great fight. Larsen want to get away clean. Of course, the last thing you want now as well is damage. You know, when you're right up at the front, you want to make sure this one's clean because it's semi-finals and finals next. Karai, dreadful start for him. Tiedemann's got a good start. Larsen's been edged by Dubourg. Contact between them on the runs. Turn 1. Tiedemann goes straight to the Joker. Sondre Evjen has gone with them. Tamas Karai, actually after a really bad start, is straight on the back of the train to the others because of that big braking zone in turn 1 and being in a pack.
Yeah, and he's able now to watch what everyone did into turn 1 as well, so he can decide which way he wants to go, rather than them all being aligned and having to rely on what's in your ears. You can use your own eyes to see what you want to do.
Yeah, so saving, considering how far back he was off the line, he saved it a little bit here, and unusual, I think, but that's the thing with the turn 1 Joker, is that you get this big concertina effect. Not quite sure where everyone's going to go. Tiedemann 3.3 off the back. I'm pretty sure we'll see Larsen stay out.
Yeah, I think Robin will be a last lap Joker. Might not be quite the same for Dubourg and Karai. It just depends on how well they're able to hang on to the back of Robin. But Tiedemann is, he's putting in a good lap time. He's only 3.5 off the back of Robin, so that would be enough at the moment to maybe pit Robin to the win. He just needs to see if he can hold that same gap all the way through the race. I've just seen in the first sector he's dropped 2 tenths.
Yeah, just as you said, that is updated to 3.7 on the graphics on screen. Your graphics on screen are fired from the timing equipment here at the venue, so we get the same stuff on our timing screens as you guys get at home. You can also get live timing, of course, via the website too. If you want to get really geeky and have the exact same timing screen as us, don't do that, then you'll see all the mistakes we make. Larsen ahead of JB Dubourg, 4 seconds back now to Tiedemann. So Larsen is in the clear. Dubourg is going to need another couple of tenths, and he's got them. Look, he's got them. So Tiedemann drops to 4.3 off, so 3.8 the gap for Dubourg back. That's pretty much bang on what he needs. He needs another good run here, another good lap. Larsen's a bit wild over the crest, transitions the car beautifully though. Karai's going to lose out to the guys behind him. I think might be close on the merge with Evsham. Robin Larsen then watch for a spectacular Joker, and he goes. Have it. JB Dubourg in with him. Karai's missed his Joker. No, Tamas Karai has not jokered. He's going to get a massive penalty. And in fact, Dubourg has run himself deep at the merge, and Tiedemann has gone through. So Dubourg didn't get that right. Larsen did though, didn't he? That's fantastic. You can hear him on the limiter. Karai's in front of him. Larsen will know, he's good enough to know that Karai's made a mistake there, and Karai's going to be gutted now because he's going to see the checker flag and he'll realise immediately that he hasn't taken the Joker. So it's a 30-second penalty, isn't it, for a missed Joker? So Karai's going to drop off the bottom of the timesheet big time. 241.9. Sorry, Larsen is. So Karai did a 241.9 plus 30. 242.6 for Larsen.
Brinton.
Not enough. Yeah, Dan Rook spotted that on the screen straight away. Larsen with a 242.6. Tiedemann 244.8, just pipping JB Dubourg Evsham, and then Karai with that 30-second penalty added at the back of that pack. Here's where they slot in. Brinton wins the session, so Brinton won Q1 and he wins Q4 as well. I think, though, that his results in between, unfortunately, he got a 7th in Q3, so Larsen is going to get the TQ, but Brinton won the session.
Robin second to Brinton then in this one. You two have been sharing the qualifying sessions out. What are the emotions just hot off the track there right now for you?
The tarmac was better, but the gravel in the hairpin down there, it's really bumpy, so I didn't take any chances because we had 10 points, I think, to Brinton. So yeah, so I think we won the qualification, so yeah, semi next up.
Absolutely, thank you, well done.
So So Evshin, Tiedemann with a good start outside. Karai missed the start. Gutted for Karai, really, because he was going really well this weekend. He's in P6. He'll make the semis, but he's going to drop him down a load of rows. Tiedemann and Evshin straight to the Joker lap. Interesting what Larson's saying about how bumpy the hairpin is at the bottom. No chances, doesn't want to push a tyre off a rim.
Yeah, it is super risky, but yeah, he took that chance in the Joker lap, which he only has to do once per race. So
that's, this is what we were talking about earlier, is that he's got the confidence to go, I know I can do it that way, I'm going to do it that way every time. Point the nose in, on the gas, and fire it towards the finish line. Fantastic. Here are the standings down, and it is indeed Robin Larsson that takes the TQ from Thomas Brinderson in P2. JB de Borg is third, Sondre Evshin fourth, Pontus Tiedemann fifth, Andrea de Borg sixth, Hedstrom is seventh, Alexander Wahl in eighth place in the semi-finals. Watch out, he said. Munich's made it, along with Karai, who drops down into 10th. Ikonen is 11th, Walfridsson 12th, it's Fuchik, August, Jensen and Moser have all missed out. One session to go for World RX. Seems that the track is very fast, and we're seeing fastest times of the weekend in RX2 and Euro. We've got World RX coming up now. What are you thinking about the bumps at the bottom of the hill? What's the tactics for these guys?
I mean, they're going to have to be careful because, of course, we've now got another, 3 or 4 qualifying sessions going over that section of track. So the guys at the end of the runs are going to have it at its roughest conditions. So they're going to have to be a bit careful on that. We might see a few little change-ups if the conditions of the track get worse.
So we'll see. It's bumpy at the bottom. Who's going to risk it and who's going to take it easy? We're going to find out. We're going to go racing for World RX. Final qualifying session here, round 5, Hell in Norway. Monster Energy girls are down on the grid. We are good to go. Here is the lineup for race 1 of Q4. Ollie Bennett, Guillaume de Ridder and Janni Parssinen. These guys are 16th, 17th and 15th. Parssinen has put new boots on the front in the hope that he might be able to make it through. You never know. So Bennett is, 15th, 15th, 15th. Yes, it just hasn't gone his way, has it? Poor old de Ridder has had that DNF in Q1. Guillaume just is not getting the run of the rub of the green. Good start this time from de Ridder in the middle, going to get out dragged to turn 1. But look at the speed of Parssinen down to turn 1. We know both Parssinen and Bennett using a very similar engine. De Ridder, though, ahead of Bennett in the Joker. Bennett making a late decision there to go.
Yeah, I think he must feel that as de Ridder's...
Oh, he's made a mistake. De Ridder drops it on the brakes, and that sees Bennett go through. He stalled it too. He's frustrated, isn't he, Dan? Well, he will be now. He knew he wasn't going to make the semis, but he would have hoped for a good showing in this one. That isn't that.
No, he's had rotten luck, and I mean, not just at this event, other events as well, and it's just really not gone his way at all, has it?
So if you want to see someone spectacularly driving sideways around a rallycross track, my new recommendation is Janni Parssinen. It just seems to be sideways absolutely everywhere. Goes Joker on this lap to defend from Bennett behind, so that's an early Joker, and that's pretty much going to see our race position decided, I think. Interesting that Larsson was saying in the Euro runners just before that he feels that the tarmac is better. So what does he mean? Cleaner, you think?
Yeah, I would have said there's probably a bit of a clean line coming, but also rubber from the tyres gets laid down onto it and gives you that little bit of extra grip.
Bennett through the left hand. I think Bennett will be frustrated after this weekend. To me, Bennett's improved again this year. He's made some steps forward, and this weekend's not been what he would have wanted. So I know you said he had a technical issue yesterday, but you always want to be improving all year, don't you? And picking a few things that you can work on. Parssinen through the left and down the hill.
Parssinen seems to be driving a lot on left foot braking. You can see his brake lights flashing up where he's on the gas, but his brake lights are on as well. So
proper rally man, isn't he?
Yeah, really aggressive driving. So I can see there going up the hill, tapping the brake pedal, and he'll be on it here again now. But you see when he comes up the last corner up over the hill, his brake lights will be on now. I think it will be, maybe not this time. Thanks, Janni.
Yeah, cheers to that, yeah.
But every lap I seem to see him just trying to reduce the wheel spin, but still wanting full gas.
There he is again on the exit. Dan seeing that through the rear screen. You can see the brake lights are in there. Ignore the lights on the car. Some of the lights on the cars are decals because they get broken easily. Some of the teams run a proper headlamp, but a lightweight version of it with none of the internals because we don't need headlights in rallycross. ran under the lights in Abu Dhabi earlier this year, didn't even need the lights. Yeah, I quite like the idea of seeing headlights, then you get the touring car business if I'm right behind you flashing lights things. Maybe a few people should do it, add to the pressure, but Pastor going to take this. Let's see what his time is. 2:44.0, which would have been enough for P8 last time. So we know the track's a bit quicker. Don't read too much into that just yet. Yanni Parsonen takes the win from Ollie Bennett and Guillaume de Ridder. So 2:44.0 is a decent time. It would have been P8 in the previous session, but not sure what it's going to be good for now because the track has definitely got faster.
Yanni, 2:44 for you, by far quicker than you've gone so far, and a much cleaner race as well, wasn't it? How was it for you?
Yeah, now I heard coming the best lap times, and everything going well. I can be a little bit proving, we look what to have to do different, and I little bit cool down. I have a little bit to push other races, but now it's going well. I'm happy.
Thank you very much. Well done.
Take a look at this start then. Bennett on the inside loses the start to Parsonen, but he's beaten de Ridder and okay. Parsonen goes down and he makes a last minute decision to go. Now watch the next corner. De Ridder look, he's too late on the brakes, going straight on. Tries to get back on the gas, but I'm guessing hasn't got it down a gear there, down, it's bogged and stalled.
Yeah, you can see he had all four wheels locked up and maybe not able to just dip the clutch, so completely locked the engine up and stored it and had to get going again.
Parsonen really sideways. Bennett chasing him down, but it's going to be the last we see of these guys, I think, unless a few other people have disasters in this session. Still filling the grid down there. Grandstands don't need filling, that's for sure. Plenty of people here. Always a big party. We're literally just up the road, 5k max from Trondheim Airport. We were saying yesterday it would be rather nice if you could day trip it here, but unfortunately, maybe that's something that local provider Norwegian should look into. They could do some rallycross flights directly into Trondheim in the morning on Sunday and fly you all out on Sunday night. That sounds like a great idea. How much is it to charter a plane, Dan? I'm guessing it's out of my price range.
Oh, I don't know, mate.
How much would we sell the tickets for? This is an option, isn't it? Here we go then. Race 2, Q4. Yannis Balmanis on the inside, P12 after Q3, needs to get himself a bit safer. Shisharit looking to grab a spot, Cyril Raymond slightly safer in 11th, Christian Sabo in 13th, and you can see here they're all risking a couple of boots. Shisharit 4 tyres in the hopes they can make it through to the final stage of the day, the semi-finals. Balmanis is going to want to win the start, along with Raymond. Well, they're all going to want to win it, aren't they? But particularly on the inside, doesn't want to give away that advantage of pole. Great start, Shisharit, absolutely fantastic start. So Balmanis has lost the start, he's going to have to slot in behind the Frenchman. Sabo goes up to the joke lap, but Cyril Raymond is on his inside. Cyril Raymond gives him a tap on the outside. So Sabo's lost out here. He's in the dust of Raymond, he's P4 at the minute. And it is indeed Shisharit that leads Balmanis on the standard lap.
Yeah, so the GCK boys and the academy guys splitting the strategy there to defend, of course, and split. See what they can do with them both on a different run.
Shisharit moving around on the brakes in that top section there. Larson was saying the holes down the bottom, but I think we're seeing some over the crest left there as well. Cyril Raymond will be very happy. So he's P11 at the minute, and he's in front of Sabo. So Sabo is down in P13. Sabo going to miss out on the semis potentially, Dan. Not a great result for him.
Yeah, really not a very good weekend for Sabo. We normally see him on a strong form, but I think he's probably been unlucky with traffic here, it's fair to say. But
if he misses it, it's the first time he's missed the semis this year, so he will be very disappointed if he does. Cyril Raymond just in front of him and really on board with him now. Here we go, Sabo up the hill. look at the dust, Dan. Like, how do you pick a spot when you've got to nudge that rail on the left-hand side? It's so hard.
It is. It's super difficult because these guys, they're trying to drive blind, and you've got 600 horsepower on a loose gravel track. Like, how is it? It's not. It's so tricky.
Bauman is so sideways in the Joker, trying to come out in front of still Raymond. He's going to be on the inside, but it's going to be close on the merge. Raymond trying to look up the inside, but Bauman is with a great Joker, brave on the brakes as well. Just holds the position, so now it's up to Schiesserit to try and take this one. Galan Schiesserit down in P14. It would be possible maybe to make the semis if he sets a brilliant time. Sabo's had a disaster here. He's got to hope all these guys go fast as well and that somebody else has a problem too. Flinging it around to the right now. Here's the view from Sabo's car. Up that very steep hill towards the jump on the gas. Wait for it. A little bit of RPM as he comes up over into the Joker lap. Schiesserit's done a great Joker. Schiesserit with a brilliant Joker. He's going to hold off Baumanis too. Baumanis is late on the brakes, but he avoids the rear. Tries to look up the inside, can't do it though. So Schiesserit leads. Brilliant drive by the Frenchman. This is the sort of thing that can drag you into the semis, Dan.
Yeah, this is exactly what he needed. And, you know, some of the guys that are behind him, well, all of the guys that are behind him were the ones that are in front of him in the standings. So he had to get this job done, and he's done it.
Schiesserit then with a brilliant drive, got the start, has put the laps in, put in a fantastic Joker as well. Desperate to make it to the semis. Will this be enough? He's going to cross the line now. Goes fastest with a 2:43.3. So that is a time that would have seen him up in P6 in the previous session. So Schiesserit has done a good job. He's beaten the guys who are ahead of him in the standings. That's all he can do. He's got to wait and see what everyone else does now. Galan Schiesserit with the win from Baumanis, Raymond and Szabo. See Baumanis and Schiesserit go up to the top there. Parsonen is into P3, Cyril Raymond and Szabo ahead of Bennett and De Ridder. So it's great drive, Galan Schiesserit.
Galan in the hunt for that semi-final spot. Just how important was it to get the win here, but also the fastest time so far, a 2:43?
Yeah, it was pretty important because I thought, wait, I'm on the interview, please. Sorry about that. Yes, I was quite hard weekend for me. Always at the wrong place, wrong timing. So I really need a good Q4, so I need to take all the risk as possible. We decided to split the strategy with Cyril going to the Joker and me. If I take a good start on the main lap, went well. So pretty happy. So let's see what the other guys do now.
We'll wait and see. Well done, thank you.
So Schiesserit had obviously discussed in detail what to do with the starts, particularly with Baumanis on his inside. He got the start he needed and could execute one of the plans they've made. You've got to make multiple plans down, particularly with the first corner Joker.
Yeah, it is really hard here for them to plan what to do, especially when, you know, you don't know what the other guys are doing. But luckily for the GCK guys, 2 out of the 4 cars in there were able to be controlled what they do in turn 1.
Yeah, so you know you're going to at least lose 1 car off to the Joker, don't you? So great tactics by GCK, but it really is difficult. So when you've got that option, you either win or lose. On a track where there's no Joker in turn 1, it's pretty easy, isn't it? You either win or lose the start. You've got maybe 4 or 5 corners, except for Holliers coming next where it's turn 2, where you can pick a strategy. But here, with the Joker on lap 1, you've got to make multiple plans for what happens off the start. Schiesserit made those plans with his team, and he executed it perfectly. So maybe it'll be enough to see him in the semis. We haven't got long to wait to find out. Cars are on the grid and good to go. Let's take a look at the lineup for race 3. Rokas Baciuska is on the pole, Andreas Backwood next to him, then it's Markland, Liam Doran and Timo Scheider. Look at their positions. 9th for Baciuska, 6th for Backwood, 2 new tyres, 7th for Markland, 2 new tyres. Scheider is 4th, 1 new tyre. Is he saving something for the semis? Liam Doran is 10th on used tyres. I think he used 4 in the last one, so Liam's going to have to go for it here, wants to try and move a little bit up, not be on the back row. Monster Energy RX Cartel can split the strategy here, as can Baciuska and Markland. Scheider, a lone operator on the outside. Great start across the grid. Markland maybe edging backward on the run to turn 1. Backward's going to get squeezed. Where's he going to go? Goes Joker. Doran round the outside, backward round the inside. He's in the dust. Liam's run wide. Backward gets the 3 of them. Markland holding on. Liam having a look up the inside on the brakes to turn 2. Markland going to hold on. Fantastic from backward on the inside. outside there, super brave.
Yeah, really brave, and I'm really actually quite surprised that they didn't send Liam into the standard lap knowing that Andreas would be going into the Joker lap, but it might have been a last-minute decision on the way down to turn 1, maybe not quite in their plan, but it didn't quite work out for Liam, but it has really worked out for Andreas.
So backward 3.3 off the back of Scheider. He's close enough after that Joker that Scheider's going to need another lap if he wants to edge him. Got to see whether or not he can make up enough time unless he decides to go Joker now. He doesn't, and the gap's come down. Andreas backwards taking 2/10 off Scheider. Going to try and get to him. Gap is 3.1 at the minute. You can see it go backwards way. Joker predictor bottom right of your screen. This is going to go backwards way unless Scheider can find some pace.
Yeah, Andreas is really on a big charge here. Now he really needed this. You know, he was down in 6th place after Q3, which isn't what he wanted to be doing in his home event. As we ride on board with him now, you can see the dust in front of him. It is so hard for visibility, even though he is that bit further back on the track.
Backward Blue fans will be waiting with anticipation up at the top. They'll be coiled and ready to go mad if he wins this one. He'd like to move up and get himself up into the front rows if he can. Baciuszka goes Joker from P2, but Backwood's got him already. Should hold on to P3. So Andreas Backwood with incredible tactics up in turn 1. Super aggressive, but somehow it paid off. That really was. It was all or nothing from Backwood.
Yeah, he really needed that. As we're looking at Markland, he's going a bit slow. He's dropped off the back, so maybe Markland picked up some damage off of that. But it's all about what's happening out front. And Scheider isn't able to pull the gap out to Backwood.
3.1 seconds is the gap. Scheider's been quick all weekend, but Backwood has got the bit between his teeth here. Timo Scheider's going to go Joker. He's currently sitting P4. Backwood's down in P6. It's close on the point standings. There's only a couple of points in it. Could Backwood get himself on the front row here in Norway? Going to come out just in front of Timo Scheider. Backwood's got it on the Joker. Fantastic for him. Scheider will be disappointed. We know he's quick on board now. Down towards the bottom, the Norwegian. Desperate. What can he do? Can he win at home? He so wants to win. He had that clean sweep here in 2016. He hasn't won since 2016. They know what he's doing here. He's gone all in on the Joker lap on lap 1, and it's going to pay off. Backward coming round now to the final corner. Going to take this one. Where's he going to stop the clocks? The time of 2:43.3 is the target. He goes top. 2:41.9 for Backwood. It would have been enough for P2 in Q3. That is a great time from the Audi man. His hopes are back, and so is that for his fans. He got Scheider. My goodness me, I cannot wait to see turn 1 again, because that was mega. Oh, look at Markland's car. How's he got that round?
I think that must have been from the Joker lap with Andreas. That's big damage to the front of that car.
Markland was P7, so he needed to get this finished. That's a disaster for him. Sabo's 13th. And the points are close, all to play for. You have to wait to the end of the session. Backwood has taken it, going all in turn 1. Scheider is P2, then it's Baciuszka, Doran and Markland. Here is where they slot in. Top of the table for Backwood and Scheider. That was a hell of a race.
Well, that's a bit more like it, isn't it, Andreas? You went into that all or nothing. Talk me through the strategy, especially off that first turn.
Yeah, I mean, at first I want to have a good start and go inside and actually win the start and do the normal line, but it was so tight out there. I mean, I think even Anton was a bit ahead of me, the same was Liam. Going into the Joker there, 3 cars, I was on the inside, so I was lucky. We all had way too much speed. I don't know how everything ended up, but it was a good Joker. The speed is not quite there. We would like to go faster, but enjoyed having a home soil heat win at least. So happy with that. We just need to do some more tweaking, and we have tried everything basically this weekend. I don't know. We tried to push, but we're not quite there.
And your fans are out in force. How much of a relief is it to actually get a result out here for them?
It means everything. I mean, like, we have so many people coming up here this weekend. It's it's incredible. It's just wild to have so many fans up here buying T-shirts, hoodies, hats, and beanies. I mean, like, it's too hot for a beanie right now, but yeah, they are with me all the way, and it's just a lot of fun.
We'll see what's yet to come for you then. Thank you, Andreas. Well done.
Well, those guys will have enjoyed that. We are Backward Blue, selling the merch, Andreas is. Here's a look at the replays from that one. Watch for Backward here. He goes absolutely all in. You're with Mark and he comes across the curb. Hang on a minute, there's Doran outside me. There's Baccarat inside me. Liam's outside. He's on the gas. Can't come through. At this point, Markland's car's okay. So where was the damage? Here it is again. Tight there. There's nothing amiss to me there. I reckon the Markland damage came later because it was rear quarter, was it? Is it contact with Liam on the brakes here? I don't think it is. Either way, that's brave, Dan.
Yeah, that was really brave. And, well, there, Markland's car just, well, no, I don't even know what happened
maybe?
there. But, yeah, Andreas's move was what he needed, and it worked out for him, luckily.
Well, luckily, I think is the key word there. You know, it maybe didn't plan to go that way, but he went that way off the start. Baccarat went all or nothing. Luckily for him and his fans, he got all as a return. Over the moon with that. Baccarat doing an absolutely brilliant job. Can he get himself onto the front row for the semi-finals? We've got one race left to go, and that's going to decide who sits where. We're bringing the standings as soon as this one is done. Let's see the grid then for the final race of qualifying from round 5 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship from Hell in Norway. Timmy Hansen and Kevin Hansen inside. They split the strategy last time. Timmy is P2, Kevin P5. Timozyanov look is 3rd. Kevin Abbring is in 8th, which is amazing on his World Rallycross debut. Niklas Gronholm, coming back from 6 weeks off after a terrible appendicitis, is first after Q3. Timmy Hansen has him in his sights, and Gronholm is in a not ideal grid slot, so a lot to play for here. Here we go. Green light. Gronholm's got a great start. Abbring drops back. That's going to help Gronholm out. Timozyanov puts a squeeze on both the Hansens. Gronholm goes Joker 1. Great tactics from Timozyanov. Moves across, squeezes both the Hansen brothers. So both the GRX cars have gone into the Joker on lap 1. Both the Hansen cars are about to go towards the standard lap. Now, last time they split the strategy, did Timmer force them to go the same way?
Yeah, I think there must have been some talks wanting to get Gronholm onto the top step of qualifying. So really closed the gap on them, and it was a big squeeze. I thought we were seeing Timozyanov go into the standard lap, and then he just got back on the gas and got in front of them.
They knew Kevin wanted to go Joker, didn't they? Or that's what we think anyway. So Kevin now's gone with his brother. I wonder if they'll change the strategy. We don't know what the strategy was. We're guessing, but that was what they did last time. Kevin Abbring, bad start, but on the back of these two here, didn't go his way. He's going to make the semi-finals unless he has a disaster here. So Gronholm to Timozyanov, to Hansen. Look at the gap, bottom right of your screen. At the minute, Gronholm would get it. So Gronholm's got it at the minute.
Yeah, Gronholm won a big charge, and that's probably what he needed to. He had quite a few points anyway, but he wants to really stamp his ground.
Now, the nice thing about this is that the Hansen team, for Gronholm, the nice thing is they can't respond by sending him on the next lap because the gap isn't big enough. So the only thing they can do is hang Timmy out there and tell him to push.
Yeah, because Timmy needs that clear air in front of him, but we're going to see as Gronholm crosses the line, the gap hasn't changed, so he is still on for the win of this race.
So Gronholm, 3 seconds off the back of Timmy Hansen. We reckon if the Joker's perfect, you're going to need about 3.5. You're right on board with Kevin. His brother has edged him just a little bit down towards the bottom of the hill. Bit of handbrake on the way, and Kevin Abbring's going with them. How good is Kevin Abbring?
Yeah, fantastic, and I mean, what better people to follow than the Hansens to try and learn your way in rallycross.
Yeah, and he won't mind that at all. We know he can handle a car. He knows he's got some stuff to learn in rallycross, and he's got a couple of great tutors in front of him. So what's the gap this time? 3.0 last time round. Wait for Gronholm to cross the line. Watch the timing at the top. 3.1. Hansen's got another 10th. Gronholm on the inside. Hansen's run a bit deep. Niklas Gronholm shortly going to try and shut the door. Timmy Hansen looking for the inside line. Late on the brakes, but Gronholm's got it. Hansen locked up. Ran a tiny bit wide. Timozyanov has been got by both the Hansens. Has a look up the inside of Kevin, but can't make it stick.
Yeah, so Gronholm there really did his hard work and got the Joker lap done on lap 1 and put in the solid lap times.
So Niklas Gronholm there won both the sessions yesterday, coming back from that appendicitis. It was an incredible performance. He wasn't on it in Q3, he was P5. He needed to get the job done in Q4. He's going to take the win here ahead of Hansen, and that's going to secure him the top qualifier spot in Norway. What a return for Niklas Gronholm. Brilliant. 2:41.9. Brilliant time by Niklas Gronholm. 241.0. The previous target time was 241.9. He's taken a 241.0, 0.8 of ahead of Timmy. It doesn't matter. He just had to beat Timmy. They got it done with brilliant tactics into the first corner. Kevin third, Timazyanov. Kevin Abbring does well down in fifth. Here's where they slot in. So Niklas, Timmy, Andreas Backerud's got third. It's a great result for the Norwegian. I can't wait to see the standings. Kevin Hansen fourth, Timazyanov sixth. Maybe sacrifice some pace there to help his teammate. Kevin Abbring is in P8. That was fantastic. Take a look at this then, Dan. Off the line, Timazyanov, I am sure here this is a team move.
Yeah, so Timazyanov there putting the squeeze on the brakes, and then, oh no, I think he did want to go standard lap, but just ran the car too deep, but was really good to squeeze Kevin out and then put the pressure on Timmy.
Yeah,
Timmy ran wide in turn one, and then Timazyanov had to go into the Joker lap because he had no chance of getting around there.
And it actually, so if Timazyanov had chosen to go Joker, so, okay, squeeze Kevin, good on him, you know, he's got to try and take the position. He wanted to go standard. If he had gone the standard lap, or if he had chosen even better to Joker earlier, he might have been up in front of Kevin and Timmy Hansen. But whatever happens, the tactics went in the favour of Niklas Gronholm. I think Timmy Hansen possibly slightly wide in the Joker lap. Comes into the merge, on board with Kevin. You can see Timmy is in P2, and that is it. Job done. Niklas Gronholm takes TQ.
Niklas, another qualifying win, fastest time we saw in that one, and you beat Timmy Hansen there fair and square. A great Joker strategy too, taking it on the first lap. Talk me through it.
Yeah, that was the plan all the way. If I get a good launch, I take the Joker. I had, no chance to get inside because everyone was so fast off the line and so on. So yeah, it was a good strategy and it worked out surprisingly well.
Well done. Good luck for the semi-finals.
Well, here are the standings then at the end of Q4. Niklas Gronholm has taken TQ. Unbelievable. 3-session wins. He did it when it counted and stamped his authority on it in Q4. Timmy Hansen is in P2. Timazyanov is third, so it's a GRX front row. And then Backerud has made it up to fourth. Timmy Hansen versus Andreas Backerud into turn one in Norway. Fantastic. Kevin Hansen fifth. Scheider. Kevin Abbring in seventh. Markland holds on in eighth despite that problem in the last session. Bachuska's in. Baumanis, Cyril Raymond and Gulan Shisrit did enough to make it, but he's knocked out Liam Doran. Doran doesn't make the cut in Norway. Wow. The people got stuff done in that session. Shisrit made it in with a mega drive, great tactics, but Backerud, that is all in. It's the definition of all in. That could have been out.
He had so much risk there of breaking the steering arm or something similar, because Markland was, he was almost over the front of him, and then he just carried on driving and hoped that Markland ran a bit wide, which he did. But yeah, fantastic bravery there from Andreas.
Just fantastic. Just get on going in. He needed a front row. He's desperate to win. He wants to win here in Norway in front of his home crowd. Timmy Hansen wanted to take the TQ from Gronholm, but Gronholm and Timazyanov with brilliant tactics played that well as well. It's just been a fantastic morning's action here. I hope you're going to join us later on this afternoon. FIAWorldRallycross.com/TV_listings. Find out where you guys can watch it at home. Do not miss it. Round 5 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship is going to be settled later on today. We will see you this afternoon.